So it's the 1st of April today. It's a little bit breezy outside. It's about 10 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. And so we've moved inside, and I'm going to share with you some of the information that I've been using as my reference material in learning all about natural plant dyes. The first book that I'm going to share with you is by Rebecca Desnos, and it's called Botanical Colour at Your Fingertips. And it's available on Amazon or through her website, or she also has an Etsy shop as well, which you can obtain either the paperback copy or a digital copy if you prefer to use that. It's quite a small book, but it is a really lovely introduction if you've never used plant dyes before. And it's full of very inspiring photographs, which hopefully might prompt you to start this if you've never done it before. And it gives you a little step-by-step instructions in a very friendly way. So you might want to take a look at that. Rebecca Desnos is the lady who recommends using soya milk as a bath for your fabric before you put it into a dye bath. And the reason that she suggests that is because plant fibres do not adhere so well to a dye as animal fibres, and so consequently sometimes the dyes will wash out very easily. And so if you pre-treat your fabric with soya milk, it tricks them into behaving in the same way as an animal fibre, and that process is detailed in here. So if you want to know a little bit more, then have a look at her book. So I've been working on that for some work for my next panel. Part of the fibres are being pre-soaked in the soya milk, and some of the fabric I'm using just as it is, having scoured it, which is just to give it a wash in some eco-friendly soap, so that you remove the oils from the surface. And I've moved on from the dyes that I was using. So I've been using the avocado stones and skins to make the very well known peachy browny colours. You can see those are the colours that I got from that. This is obviously the natural raw canvas colour, this pale cream colour. The nettle that we've looked at as well, that I dyed, which is this pale greeny grey. And now I have moved on to another colour, which is this lovely primrose yellow. I don't know if you can see the colour very well. Maybe if I put some white against it, you can see it a little bit more there. But it's a very delicate shade of yellow, and I've obtained that from Daffodils. So what I did yesterday was harvested some of my daffodils that were going over a little bit, and we've got quite a lot of those around the woodland at the moment, and I'm trying to use things that are seasonal here. And so I put those in a small amount of water, so there's just enough water to actually cover the flowers, and then they have been heated very gently on the cooker. So I spent about 40 minutes letting those warm, and you want to do it very gently. If you allow them to boil, then they tend to go brown and mushy rather than actually the dye coming out into the water. So once they were warmed, I took some of the fabric that I'd already scoured, and I've left that soaking in the dye bath, both while it was warm and then overnight as it allowed to cool down. And that's resulted in this beautiful pale yellow colour that I told you about. So I shall be keeping the remains of this dye bath, and I will be using that for the fabric that's been treated with the soya milk. And what I'm hoping is that will give me a slightly darker yellow than the yellow that I've got already. And I will come back to you in the next day or two to let you know the next dye that I'm working with. So I look forward to seeing you soon.